gang beef, gang retaliation, robbery, gun violence, and many more have been the major reasons why lives of many young talented souls have been snatched from the rap industry. And in the year 2022, so many rappers have fallen victim. Keep watching till the end of this video to see rappers who died in 2022. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. JayDaYoungan. On July 27, 2022, popular Louisiana rapper JayDaYoungan was fatally shot and killed after he and his father, Kenyatta Scott, were ambushed by 5 shooters. According to Kenyatta, he and Jay were sitting in their front yard on that fateful evening when a black truck pulled up and 3 men hopped out with guns. Jay's father further revealed that they tried to run into the house, but 2 men attacked them from behind the house and then started shooting at them. Kenyatta, who was armed, tried to fire back at their shooters, but he missed. By the time they got into the house, he had been shot in the hand twice while JayDaYoungan was shot 8 times. JayDaYoungan was rushed to the hospital in an emergency helicopter, but by the time they got there, he had already lost a lot of blood. Despite going through the surgery, JayDaYoungan could not be saved. According to his father, Jay's death was a result of jealousy, and he made it mainstream in the rap industry. He believed that his son's killers were jealous of his success. Kenyatta added that his son didn't have beef with anyone and he doesn't think it was gang-related. And he was even more certain that JayDaYoungan didn't know the shooters. However, Bogalusa Police Chief Kendall Bullen revealed that they were investigating the possibilities for a motive, including gangs and retaliation. On the day JayDaYoungan was shot and killed, shots were fired on Superior Avenue near Potomac Street, which was where JayDaYoungan was at, as well as Marshall Richardson Road near Ott Street, where the cops found a vehicle with bullet holes, but no one was believed to have been injured at that location. Investigators have connected both shootings and think the incident was retaliatory. According to the reports from cops, they were able to arrest a few suspects related to it. One of the suspects was JayDaYoungan's best friend, rapper FBG Famous. FBG Famous was arrested in connection to the retaliation attacks across Bogalusa after Jay's incident. FBG Famous was taken into custody in New Orleans while shopping for clothes to wear at his best friend's funeral. FBG Cash. On Friday, June 10th, rapper FBG Cash was gunned down and taken out of his glory on the streets of Chicago. The rapper, whose real name is Tristan Hamilton, suffered multiple gunshot wounds while sitting in his vehicle in a Chicago neighborhood. FBG Cash's tragic passing came barely a week after an interview where he shared that he hoped to leave the world at the age of 97, old and gray. He also added that nobody is going to take his life from him, and his passing in old age was going to be historic. According to the Chicago Police Department reports, the person suspected to have carried out the hit on FBG Cash was driving a black 4-door sedan. The unidentified individual exited the sedan and opened fire, taking out FBG Cash and leaving the woman with him in his vehicle injured with gunshot wounds on her left arm and upper back. She was transferred to Advocate Christ Medical Center and was in critical condition. The suspect then returned to the sedan and left the scene. At the time he was found, it was reported that FBG Cash had sustained serious gunshot wounds. He was also transported to Advocate Christ Medical Center, where he was pronounced deceased. Before his tragic passing, FBG Cash was set to release his new video for Crazy Lane on the fateful day he lost his life. As news of his death hit the media, fans took to the video's premiere chat and FBG Cash's Instagram page to offer their condolences. According to the reports from the investigations, FBG Cash may have returned fire at the person who shot at him, because while clearing the crime scene, a handgun was found in FBG Cash's vehicle. Reports say that the handgun was fired and bullet shells were found in the driver's seat. This means that whoever held the gun shot out of it. Unfortunately, FBG Cash was unable to defend himself from his situation, nor did he hit the person who had attacked him on that fateful morning. FBG Cash's passing had been quite unfortunate, and fans can't help but connect the tragic event to his beef with O-Block members and the OTF crew. Not only did he diss them constantly in his songs, but FBG Cash had been openly attacked by O-Block members even before. In June 2020, FBG Cash was at the famous Lenox Mall in Atlanta, listening to random people rap when his ops from O-Block spotted him and decided to attack him. According to FBG Cash, he believed that they shot at him because he had just left the jewelry store, where he bought some ice. However, as seen in the clip, he shared they couldn't get at him because as soon as they tried to yank his chain off, he got alert and moved. FBG Cash claimed that he had $6,000 with him at the time, and his ops couldn't steal and they couldn't get his chain either. Trouble. While many of the rappers who were shot were a result of gang violence, Atlanta rapper Trouble's death was a crime of passion. The rapper was shot and killed in the early hours of June 5th, 2022, during a home invasion by an angry ex-boyfriend. Trouble, whose real name is Marielle Simonte Orr, was spending the night at a female friend's house in Lake St. James Apartments in Conyers. According to reports, he was sexually involved with the woman. JaMychal Jones, the man who had shot Trouble, knew who he was, but the rapper knew nothing about him. JaMychal had forced his way into his ex-girlfriend's home, a place he once shared with her. On getting into the apartment, JaMychal attacked both his ex-girlfriend and Trouble. He had woken the woman with a punch to her face and then proceeded to fight her. Trouble, who was sleeping next to her, woke up amidst the commotion and tried to fight off JaMychal. JaMychal went on to pull out a gun and shot Trouble in the chest once. He fled the scene immediately after pulling the trigger. At the time the authorities arrived, they found Trouble lying on the floor of the apartment in a pool of his own blood. According to a warrant obtained by a news outlet, JaMychal Jones is the ex-boyfriend of the woman Trouble was spending the night with, and she had called it quits 1 week before the tragic incident. Insider sources revealed that JaMychal was abusive in the relationship, the major reason for their breakup. According to the woman, JaMychal responded violently to the breakup by punching her face and fleeing the scene. The woman claimed that she called the police but did not push through with a report, given that JaMychal had fled the scene and she hadn't seen him since. JaMychal was still upset over the woman's decision to call it quits, which was why he went to her home to attack her. Shortly after he was identified as the suspect, a warrant was issued for his arrest. The police immediately set up outside his mother's home, waiting to arrest him. JaMychal called home at the time the cops were there, and his mother made him speak to the cops. His mother and the police officers convinced him to turn himself in to the authorities peacefully. On June 7th, JaMychal turned himself in and he was arrested. According to the Rockdale County Sheriff, JaMychal wasn't sorry for taking Trouble's life, but was afraid of the consequences he may face, which was why he turned himself in. Additionally, the authorities believe that JaMychal and rapper Trouble didn't even know each other before the incident. That's the end of today's video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe for more content. Thanks.